Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book 91. We are talking Ready to Love. Yes, the new season has kicked off. I know we're still recovering from the past season. It was a lot. Don't worry, we'll have our Sunday debrief, so you guys can have your say on that last season. That was crazy. But we're focusing now on the new season, which is in it's just launched last week. I know they're calling it, what's it, Potmac. Listen, you know me and names out here. Potomac.
Yeah.
Is that what they're saying? Right.
Yeah.
Potomac. I've been bringing out different names and stuff like that. But look, we're looking to have a conversation around this latest episode 1, where we got to meet all the singles. There's a few different twists in there. We only had 14 come up, and some other people will be joining in with Tommy's curveball, as he says. So we wanted to have a discussion around this. We're going to do this every week on a Wednesday, 8 p.m., where you're going to have the UK force. Yes, because the UK watches some of these shows too. Don't ask us how we do it. Okay, you just need to know we watch the show. Okay, all right. Don't ask, you won't get a bad answer. Okay. But I've got some lovely, fabulous people on board with me today. Oh, I've got my gentleman on here as well. Hello, sir. I'm going to have to mute your mic for a second. I've got some fabulous people with me today. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, let you know who they are, where you can find them as well, where you can follow them as well. So I'm going to start with the top of the here. So Charlene, if I get you to introduce yourself, let them know who you are, what you do per se, and where they can find you.
All right. Hi, guys. So I'm Charlene, the vocal alchemist, and I really support people to speak very powerfully on camera, so that you can make lots of money.
Hey.
You can find me on Instagram at Charlene the Vocal Alchemist. That's the best place to find me. Come in my DMs and say hi.
Don't encourage these men out here, girl. Okay.
Listen.
I hear you, sis. I hear you. Do your thing, Charlene. We appreciate you. Jessica, hit us up.
Hey, I'm Jessica from London, professional dancer and school teacher. Yes, you can find me on Instagram at MZLARSH Mizlash.
Love that. Okay, thank you very much, Jessica. Gentlemen, JRXTV. Listen, I'm gonna unmute you so you're good. Talk to us, sir.
Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm JRXTV, personal trainer, sports scientist, masseuse, entrepreneur. So yeah, I'm here to vibe with you guys and discuss what we have coming up on Ready to Love, and yeah, looking forward to what the future holds for this.
Appreciate it, Cap. Cap, I might have to turn a little bit of a light on though, because you're a little bit dark. Just a little.
No worries, I'll do that.
You know what I'm saying? Right now you got me Batman kind of pose going on, so I appreciate you, sir. Zion, talk to me. Oh, I've muted you. Sorry. Go for it.
Oh, hi, I'm Zion, guys. I'm a podcaster, an entrepreneur, and I'm just here to review Ready to Love with these beautiful people. And you can find me at Zion's Rants on Instagram.
Beautiful stuff. I'll have all their handles on the description after we finish, guys, as well, so you can follow them and see what great work they're also doing on their end. So we are talking Ready to Love. Yes, it's been a powerful, strong start. You know, I'm liking some of the stuff I'm seeing. We had some funny moments as well. P.O. was introducing himself, talking about delivery and all them things there. So there were some interesting things that we could talk about. So let's first start off there, actually, since I've mentioned P.O. I want to get you guys' thoughts. I want to get the ladies first of all. If a gentleman says his name is P.O., I want to get your first thoughts. What are you thinking when someone abbreviates their name as P.O.? Just the first thought that comes to your mind. Charlene, what's the first thought that comes to your mind?
2 words: running game.
Ooh.
It just felt really, really rehearsed. And here's the thing about us women: when we feel like you have rehearsed something, it means that you've done it over and over again, and you've said it to lots of women, and it means that automatically we aren't special. And if we don't feel special at every single stage, then it's a complete turn off. unfortunately. But, well, not unfortunately, it just is. So P.O., Popo, no.
No.
I didn't enjoy that.
Definitely.
Okay,
I agree.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Zion, what's your thoughts about that then?
I think that he's kind of like a player in a sense of like, you don't have to be, just say your name, like say your name's
Yeah.
Paul. Get over and done with. Like, we're not here for that. Do you know what I mean? It was kind of like childish, like 15-year-old schoolboy kind of move. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I hear you. Jessica, what was your thoughts to that then? Was it a player move?
It just made no sense.
Yeah.
It made no sense to me. It's like, are you running from the police? Are you in hiding? Even your name, like these abbreviations, we don't care for it. We're not in school. It's like, yeah, my name is. Who cares? Like, we don't do that. So if you're gonna approach me like that, then I'm just gonna look at you as a kid or someone who still thinks they're in that. You wanna use that play life, and you're not ready to love. Play that life with someone else or somewhere else, but don't come if you're ready to love, and you can't just give me your name. You have to be.
Definitely.
That makes no sense to me.
Hey, that's a good point. Okay, so ladies are saying that introduction of PO was a little bit too much. Yeah, I'd say it was a bit too much sauce for you ladies. Too much extra additives in there for you. Okay. JR, what was your thought? I mean, if a brother introduces himself that way, is that game or is that just it's just him just being him?
I think he was trying to run game. I think it's the way that he's trying to get in with the ladies pretty quickly and maybe a bit too light-hearted. I don't think he read the room well.
Have you ever introduced yourself like JRXTV to a girl before?
No, never.
Why not, man?
Never. That's just for social media purposes.
I hear you, sir. I hear you. Okay, for those who don't know who PO is, I'll put up a clip here so you guys can actually see it
on the show.
And you're gonna see PO in a second.
That's a great question.
Oh, that's not PO. Oh Lord,
DMV.
that's not PO at all. Here is PO. My bad, guys. I was saying PO, and I haven't got PO. Hold on 2 seconds. There we go. I was wrong, guys. Sorry, my bad. Here we go. PO is this gentleman here. I'll play a little bit of clips.
So when you show up as well-to-do, then you're painted with that broad brush of all those previous relationships. And so now you have to survive what these other folks have done, and you have to work extra hard to show that your intention is actually, coming from the heart and you're being...
That's enough of him. All right, cool. So obviously, Pio obviously has some interesting scenes. He also himself was having a conversation. I don't know if you guys remember with Ace, and they spoke about she was mentioned about that she was married before. And when she mentioned she was married, he then proceeded to say, does that mean you're going to leave me, kind of thing, etc., etc. So I want to kind of get you guys' thoughts in terms of the conversation that was had between the two of them. Did you guys, I mean, if a gentleman says to you, let me make it specific. If a gentleman says to you, are you intimidated? Is that a turn off? Is that going to bring a sexy vibe? Like, if a man is like showing that intimidation vibes, like, what does that do for the opposite sex? Maybe you guys can give us a bit more insight into that, Charlene, you're thinking very, very hard there.
I am, because I don't think the word is intimidated.
Okay.
That's not the word. So, okay, what I love about men is their ability energetically to be penetrative, right? You guys chase, you guys pursue. This is the penetrative energy that we love. But when that penetrative energy gets too much, it becomes, we become affronted by it. And I think that the mistake that he made was he just made a lot of assumptions based on the past. And then he took those assumptions and projected it into the future. Are you going to do that with me? He assumed what she did in the past. Are you going to do that with me in the future? And that leaves Ace and any woman in a space of feeling affronted energetically. What is happening here? Because you're being too penetrative in your energy. And feeling like this man isn't being present with you to get to know you. not the you in the past, not the you that's possibly in the future, the you right here sitting in front of him. And because he wasn't really available for the her sitting right in front of him, it becomes problematic. Because then the question is, do you see me? Do you hear me? Are you here with me? And we know that presence is a turn on. It's you're available to experience me, and I'm available to experience you. So intimidated isn't the word, but was he being penetrative to the point of being affronting or yeah, I think, yeah.
I like this. Good breakdown. Okay, I feel you on that. Jessica, what was your thoughts to that scene? I mean, a gentleman, it did seem like he was doing, I wouldn't say doing too much, but he seemed like he was being a bit sharp about her past. Like, so I want to kind of get your thoughts on his interaction with Ace.
I feel like sometimes when a guy, you're over projecting, you're trying to show that you're just this confident, strong, like I've got this, but really he's probably, what's the word, he's not as confident as he's putting out to be. Sometimes people wear many faces, many masks, and sometimes they put on an outfit, be like, I'm going to be this superhero, I'm going to show myself as like I am the new Batman or whatever. So he's trying to feel like he's impressing her, being like, yeah, I'm this way, pushing forward. But really, it's just taking her back. Like, okay, you're not, it doesn't seem like you're listening or you're trying to hear me. You're just hearing things and just trying to reply. You're trying to respond. You're hearing to respond. You're hearing to respond. You're not hearing to actually take in and hear and be with me in the moment. You're just hearing to respond. It's like, who can get the answer? Who can say it quicker? Who can no, it's just already we're going to switch off and think like, get me out of here. Don't want to speak to you again. Like, this was not productive at all. He was just like, so are you going to do that for me? What do you mean? You don't even know me yet. Let's actually talk. You're already telling me about my past. Am I going to do that with you? What are you talking about? And now you're asking me for my activity. Like, make it make sense. Like, you just met. Let's actually have a conversation without you just trying to just throw stuff in there. It's a turn off. You sometimes for women, it's just immediate wall. We're like, okay, don't want to hear no more. I've heard and seen enough. It's fine. It's okay. Have a good day. There was no need for all of that. It was too much. Sometimes you want to be confident, but then you're being cocky and arrogant, and then that's disgusting. We love men who've got confidence. We love it. But when you become arrogant, or it's disgusting. It's like a bad stench. We don't like it.
Okay, strong words. I'm hearing you, sister. I'm hearing you. Okay, no, I'm not against that. I'm hearing you still. Zion, what was your thoughts on all of this then? The PO's situation with Ace,
I agree with what she was saying. He did come off like a little bit arrogant, judgmental. I think he was judgmental. Just straight off the rip, you're saying like, oh, okay. But everybody's got a past at the end of the day. Like, something has happened in your life to make you who you are today. Do you know what I'm saying? So we can just learn from that and move on. At the end of the day, this show is for like a fresh start, so to speak. So he shouldn't have been like judging her straight off the rip when she said that. I just felt it was a bit like, yeah. I agree with both of the ladies, yeah.
How would you have taken it if a gentleman said to you, what you just heard? Let's say you told him a bit about your past, and a gentleman says that, from UK shores and that, what would have been your response?
I would have been like, you're a bit judgmental, ain't you? But it's okay. It's okay. You do your thing. I'm out here. I'll be like, I'm on to the next one, my guy. See you later. Yeah. I would have left him. Yeah.
So you wouldn't have stuck around. Okay, that's a fair point.
No.
Point. All right, I appreciate it, ladies. JR, let me get you involved. You saw the scene with PO and Ace. What was your kind of deduction?
I think it's a question that came far too early in the process. Like, it kind of shut down that connection, because she didn't take that too well at all. Like, she changed her body language, adjusted in the seat, and that shut down everything. I mean, these people are getting to know each other for the first time, and like the lady said, if you're bringing up someone's past straight away, it's not a good idea. You want to get to know them first for who they are at the moment. And yeah, I just think that was a really poorly timed question for him to start the process with. Not a good move at all.
Good points. Yeah, I want to ask you, I mean, have you ever been in a situation where you've maybe gone into a conversation and it's gone too deep too quick and it's not come out the right way? Have you ever been in that situation? If you have, what did you do to rectify? If you were able to rectify, how did it all end? I just want to see.
I'm not really big on exploring the past, to be honest.
Ooh.
Like, everybody has a past, but I think there's, like, as you get to know someone, gradually they'll open up about where the journey they've been on. But I'm not really someone that's into probing and vetting, and because I know that there can be some questions that are triggering, and obviously if it triggers someone, they're going to get defensive, and then it changes the tone and ruins the vibe completely. So I'm literally of the mindset that, you know, if I want to get to know someone, then I'm not really going to vet them, but I'm going to let them naturally open up, and when they feel comfortable, then they'll discuss those type of things. But it's not for me to be judgmental like that, because I wouldn't like to be judged the same way.
Okay, fair point. I appreciate it, JR. Good points. Since we are talking about the past, and since you mentioned that, I think it's a good segue into the next conversation that was happening on this episode, which was between Demetrius and Sabrina. They went into the past. They started talking about, Demetrius was talking to Sabrina about his failed marriage, about how he was a cause. He was cheating out here in them streets. And Sabrina also, spoke about the fact that she didn't know what she wanted in her marriage, and that was kind of the cause from her end in terms of why the marriage failed. I want to kind of get your perspective, because Sabrina is a person who was really taken by the men. They really liked her. And Demetrius also seemed to be that gentleman too, who was really taken on board by the woman too. I mean, there was kind of a hint of player vibe, they said, but more or less the woman kind of liked him a lot as well. So I want to get you guys' perspective on Sabrina and Demetrius and what your kind of thoughts. If you have forgotten who they are, I'll play a little clip so you can see a little bit. So just in case you've forgotten, this is Demetrius here.
I want to be able to trust you, that you're going to, protect my feelings and my emotions, and along with Wiley as well. Selfishness, and another one for me is bad kids. Like the bad kids, like bad kids. Like I had a relationship where like the kids were unruly, they were bad, disrespectful, or whatever. So like that's a deal. That's a number one. Like if I see that, I'm going the other way. Don't pass go. I'll see you later.
So Demetrius, you're saying you don't want to date anybody with baby?
So Demetrius don't want to date nobody with baby, by the way. He made that very clear on the exclusive that they did earlier on the season. Let me go to the gentleman first this time. I'll switch it around a little bit. JR, I want to get your thoughts. What was your thoughts on Sabrina and Demetrius, their conversation around why they had divorced in their marriage? What was your thoughts around the conversation? What was your thoughts around them? Was the conversation too soon, since you said you don't like to go too much in the past in terms of conversation?
Well, I think in this instance it's slightly different, because they both come from relationships where they were married, right? And there wasn't that defensive energy. It wasn't seen as a negative. It wasn't seen as judgmental. It was something that they actually connected over, a shared experience. So that was the first thing. I think, yes, he took accountability for how he behaved in his marriage when he talked about how he cheated. There was infidelity on his part. So in that sense, I don't see anything wrong with it, as it was kind of like a bonding experience. They were both on the same page. Whereas in the previous example, it was seen more critical, more judgmental, because it was like, bam, okay, so you've been married before. Oh, so that means you're going to leave me and da da da. But on this one, it was kind of like Demetrius was taking accountability. I'm not sure if it was the right strategy to say, look, I cheated in my previous relate. I don't know if he needed to go into that much detail.
Yeah.
Because that would obviously put off a lot of women already. There's some people have the mindset, once a cheat, always a cheat. So I'm not sure that was a good move, but
Jay, are you saying that you wouldn't say it? Are you saying you wouldn't say it?
I would say it, but not to start off the process when I'm meeting the first person I'm sitting down with speaking to, because these girls are all going to go and deliberate. You know, they're all going to get together and deliberate, and they're going to say, well, he's a cheater. Then man, I'm going to be down in the bottom. That's the trust bond already.
Game plan, you know.
Yeah, that's mad. But but each to their own. I think also you can flip it on his head and say at least he's owned where he messed up. And you know, if you're of the mindset that a leopard can change his spots, then they'll see the merits and the positive things that he brings to the table and look at that as a chapter in his past, and he's turning a page now. So yeah.
How would you feel if, because Sabrina obviously as well said she didn't know what she wanted, that's why her divorce happened. How would you feel about that if a woman said that to you?
I would feel somewhat comforted, but for me personally, if she, you know, as I said, if I've been married before and she's been married before, I'd look at it as a bonding experience. It's a fresh start for both of us. But if, like, I haven't been married and she's been divorced, then that would raise more concern. But I appreciate the openness nonetheless, though.
What would be the concern, JR?
The concern would probably be that she may still have some type of trauma or dealings from the previous relationship that are unhealed, and that may stop her progressing. She may view me as her previous partner was. And that's always hard to overcome when you put in that position. As a man, speaking personally, it's always difficult when someone's always comparing you to their previous relationship or their previous experience. Because they're not fully giving you the chances to come in and embrace them for who they are, and they embrace someone new in me, you know, so.
All right. Good points. Appreciate it, Joe. Thank you. Good points. Charlene, what was your thoughts in regards to Demetrius, Sabrina, divorce talks? Is it once a cheater, always a cheater?
So here's the problem that I have. And I watched it and I was like, why do I feel a problem here? What is it? And I think I've got it. I have a problem when events from the past are regurgitated with the purpose of saying, this is who I was. And so what happens is, even the once a cheater, always a cheater, that rhetoric, yeah? It's like whenever somebody does something that doesn't serve them, then it becomes attached to their identity. And then that's who they are. When that's not who they are. Your identity is way bigger than that. So I have a problem. The information in and of itself is not a problem, but it can cause some sort of trauma bond between two people who have been through some stuff. And now you're bonding over trauma which is your responsibility to move through and to move past. And it's also your responsibility to say that event or those events are not me. This is me. And so what are you actually showing each other? Are you showing each other your trauma, or are you showing each other who you actually are? And that's the issue that I have with it.
Okay, I'm hearing you, Charlene. No, I'm hearing you. It's a good point. I never thought it from that perspective. Do you believe once a cheater, always a cheater?
No, because I think that phrase is so limiting. It means that that person has a boulder around their neck with the word cheater on it. And it means that that event in the past is being replicated, copied and pasted every moment of every day into this new identity. So you're not even a human being anymore. You're a human doing of the cheating.
Yeesh.
And so I just think that the identity is misdirected. Like, who are you? I'm a cheater. No, you're not. That you did that event, you did that thing, but who are you? How unlimited are you? What is your capacity to really transform? That's what I want to know. And, you know, with these things, there's editing and all of that. So we don't know how long the conversation really took place, right? We don't know. They could have been sitting there for 3 or 4 hours talking about this stuff. But what I really want to know is, what is your capacity and commitment to transform, to be the person that does the thing that serves you rather than doing the thing that doesn't serve you? That's my real question.
Okay, I'm hearing you, Charlene. I'm hearing you. Okay, I'm hearing you. Jessica, what's your thoughts? Demetrius, Sabrina, what was your sentiments? What was your thoughts, towards the conversation?
Like, I in two minds, because like what Charlene was saying about the trauma bond, it's like that in itself can be toxic in a way of you're finding something that, okay, we've both been through this, and then kind of running with it. But at the same time, it's appreciating that you can be both vulnerable with each other, not hiding anything from each other, or not trying to mask stuff, and just that vulnerability and being open. Like, you appreciate that you can share, but knowing that, okay, this is what I've been through, but what's the work that you're gonna do, or you are doing, or are you seeking therapy? What have you learned from that past relationship? It's like you said, you don't know how long they've been speaking, you don't know how it's been editing, if they've been there for time. Because sometimes it's like, oh, why would you say so much in such, you've just met this person and you've saying all these things. But sometimes if someone's talking to someone and they feel an immediate connection and they feel open enough to, say what they've been through, and like you said, it could have been a long conversation that might have not been said like right at the beginning. It could have been after like 2 hours of speaking, then things came out, and then like, you know what, I understand where you come, and I take accountability for. So I don't know, like, I think it was good, but at the same time, don't get it.
That's it.
It's tight when it always happens. You're like, oh.
I was like, what?
She was just mid-flow. Okay, she'll come back. Zion, what was your thoughts in regards to this situation?
I don't even know at this point. Because my thing is, I think that, I don't know. I don't think leopards change their spots.
Okay, tell us why you think that.
Because it's like you kind of have no discipline a little bit. You know what I mean? That was my question, as when he was saying, like, telling the girl that, why do you feel like you're married, right? So what made you that would have been my question. What made you feel the need to cheat? You know what I mean? Like, was she not good enough for you? Do you get what I mean? That's what I would have thought. And now that you're out of the marriage, like, yeah, like, what are you doing to kind of, I don't know, like, have you changed? Do you still want to, you know what I mean? Is that still in you? Type of thing. I think that would be behind my head a little bit. Like, are you really ready to love? And how long ago was it that you was married as well? Do you know what I mean? Like, you got to ask all these questions because you just don't know. My mindset would have been a bit like, I don't know about this one. I don't know. Especially if it's recent. Because we didn't see them, like, say how long they were together for, or did he say that?
I don't know if he said how long they've been together.
He said 3 years.
3 years?
3 years. Okay.
Yeah, he did. Oh,
yeah.
Yes. Ooh.
So it's like that's kind of fresh, isn't it? So I don't know. He was just questionable to me. I was like, I don't know about this one.
Why was it questionable to you? What was what you're saying? It was questionable.
The cheating straight away.
Yeah. Why was it questionable for you then, personally?
I don't know. I just feel like you shouldn't cheat.
You've never cheated before?
No.
Oh, you're good.
I'm a quick leaver. Like, if I'm unhappy, if I'm unhappy, I'm out of here. Like, I'm gone. I'm not. Like, I can work on it, but if something keeps happening constantly, you know, I can't put myself through that. I need peace. I can't be, you know. Yeah, I'm one of those. Like, I can't. I'll work through it, but if it's to a point where I can't take it, like, I'm out. I'm not gonna go and find another guy. I'm not gonna do all of that because it's pointless. I'm just causing more problems. So, yeah, I'd rather get out than stay in it. Do you get what I mean? And then I'm hurt because at the end of the day, I'm hurting that person. So I don't want that on my conscience. So
I rate that.
Yeah.
Charlene, did you want to add something? You was a lot like me, so I wonder if you want to add something. Go for it.
You know, the whole thing about what you were saying, Zion, about being with someone who's a cheater, who has cheated in their previous relationship. And you're right. You do want to ask the right questions. How long ago was it? How long did you cheat for? You want to know these things, right?
Yeah, it's important.
I feel like cheating is the byproduct of so many other things.
Yeah.
And so cheating is kind of like the final destination. But along the way, a lot has happened.
Yeah.
And what I want to know is, what is it that you are so attached to in regards to cheating that makes you feel, because cheating is such a big risk. You're taking such a huge risk. Right? What is it about your personality that makes you want to take that risk over and over again at the expense of something that you say that you value? That's the real question that I want to ask. And that calls into question the things that he values, because it doesn't matter what he values. He's willing to take the risk, and that's an issue.
Yeah, I agree. The value, I'm with that, definitely.
Let me get back, JR. Let me get you quickly in. JR, have you ever cheated before? And if you have, why did you cheat?
Nah, I'm not a cheater. I don't have the tolerance or the patience for more than one at a time. So I'll put 100% to one person. And, that's how I get that. It's not worth the hassle and the headache. So.
I've got a good panel here, boy. No one here's cheated. I've got a good panel here. Wait, Zion, why are your hands shaking? Oh, you saying yeah?
Oh no, I was like,
I was gonna say it's a very good panel. It's a very good panel. This is a very good panel. This is one of the first times. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. Charlene, why are you doing that? I asked a straight question. I asked a straight question, Charlene.
No, I haven't cheated. That's not why I'm making the face.
Okay, go for it.
That's not why I'm making the face. What I was actually thinking about was, how much is integrity worth to you?
Yeah.
to be in a space of integrity for integrity's sake in a relationship. Because here's the thing. If a man cheats on a woman, she already knows. Energetically, she knows when you have stepped out of integrity.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why, if you've been with someone who's cheated on you in the past, and then you leave the relationship, and now you're kind of walking yourself back in hindsight, you're like, I knew he was cheating. I could feel it. There's something shifted, right? But I want to be with a guy who integrity, the feeling of wholeness and integrity by itself is worth it. And he wouldn't risk stepping out of integrity because it simply doesn't feel good to him.
Interesting. Okay. I'm hearing you. Integrity is important. It's very important. Okay. So moving on to another person who was also we got to see Clifton and Joy. Clifton and Joy had some good interactions, it seems. They were having a little flirt on, you know what I'm saying? A brother in COVID season took her glass and to drink from it too. So that's when I knew that the thing was deep. You understand? The thing was deep. You feel me? In COVID season. So I want to kind of get you guys' thoughts on Clifton and Joy, and maybe ask another question alongside that after you guys have answered it, is whether they're locking in too soon. Because it seemed there was good energy, but it looked like the brother someone might have been locking in a bit too soon. We don't know just yet. So I want to get you guys' thoughts. So Charlene, you already opened up your mic, so I'll let you go through. Charlene, what was your thoughts on Clifton and Joy?
First of all, Clifton is a tall drink of water.
What is it about Clifton? I want to know what the ladies are seeing so that we can understand.
Okay, there's something about a masculine man who is full of presence, and his voice, the voice of the divine in a body. Okay? And he walked in confident. My man didn't even have a suit on, okay? And he walked in like he owned the place, like a lion.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So, that being said, I don't feel like they locked in too early. It felt between the two of them like there were two people who are really really stable and really just in that space of, I know what I want, I know what I like you, you like me, let's stay here and talk. It felt really good to me.
Okay, fair enough. I like that. It felt good. If it feels good, it feels good. You feel me? I'm with you. Jess, what's your thoughts to this situation? You know, Clifton, Joy, what was your thought? What did you see? What did you observe of the two of them?
I thoroughly enjoyed their interaction. I like it when a man knows what he wants without having to be arrogant, without having to be all into your space, but to, you know, be with you in that space. And then it's been reciprocated, and it becomes infectious. You as viewers see it and you're like, yes. Like you fall into that, like, oh, okay. I love it. I like to see it. Like, I don't think, if you know what you want, it's like there's no point trying to be like, let me hold off here, like, go for it and be your true authentic self. And it seemed like they were both genuinely really enjoying each other, and that's what was nice to see. Like, it wasn't rehearsed, it wasn't fake, it wasn't TV, I suppose, has others. It wasn't too much. Like, it was nice. I enjoyed it.
Love that point just there. So it was the organicness that made you, the interaction between the two of them. It's nice to kind of view and see. Okay, cool. I mean, is Clifton doing it for you too, or is he not doing it for you?
Oh, he's doing it for me.
What is it that Clifton is doing for you? I don't understand. What's it for you?
The presence, the aura, Yeah, I was like, all right, okay. Should I fly to Potomac? Oh, no,
I'm hearing you, Jess. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
the struggle's here in London.
The struggle's here. We'll have to one day discuss the struggles. Zion, what's your thoughts on Clifton and Joy?
Yeah, I think I agree with the girls. Like, they was having their connection. I like that. But I do feel like what I don't want to happen is they stay locked in. You see how like Cornelius and Camille was when they first started? I don't want it to go like that, because he didn't have no opportunity to get to know the other women. And you get what I mean? And she didn't even care like to get to know the other guys that much. So it was kind of like, yeah, I don't want it to start like that, because you know, he might like other women, she might like other men. I think they should have a little bit of like a taster, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
I think if they're honest about, because it is still, everyone has to get to know everyone. It's not like ready to marry, like it's ready to love. You're still going to be dating. So but it's nice when you have that initial attraction and you have that, like, there's a connection there. It's nice to, you know, just be authentic and organic with it, but knowing that it's still a process and you're still going to go through the process.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like, don't put all your eggs in like one basket, because it just goes left. Like we saw it with Camille and Cornelius. They just wanted to leave after like how many episodes?
But I feel like
Camille
and Cornelius were on a different. It was
on a different wave. Yeah, it was a lot.
I'm hearing what you're saying. I mean, he does have a little bit of a connection with Dakia, I think it's Dakia, as well. Yeah. So, you know, he was talking to Dakia and saying that, you know, he found her attractive. So it's more than possible that, you know, he could have other options on the table, but we'll see what happens. You know, like you said.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Definitely. JR, you know, what's your thoughts to the Clifton and Joy situation? Did you enjoy it as much as the ladies enjoyed it, or, you know, did you see something else? What did you observe from the interaction between the two of them, Joe?
The first thing I saw was the fact that he was dressed very casually compared to all the other guys.
Trust me.
Yeah.
And like, so from the onset, you would see that and you might think, nah, he didn't read the room well. He didn't come to the right dress code. But at the same time, I'm sure you know, Kojo, when you wear a suit, like, you carry yourself a different way, right? And then when you're dressed smart casually or more casual, you're more relaxed. And I think because he prefers to be relaxed, obviously, that helped with his connection.
Yeah.
And I think that I can see why she likes him, and I can see why he likes her. They kind of have a natural chemistry, a good vibe. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think they have to kind of be careful that they don't connect too quickly, and it kind of stops them from, or limits them or restricts them from dating the others. As we've seen in previous seasons, that could easily happen as well. So I didn't see anything wrong with it. I just think it was a much more relaxed atmosphere between them two.
Like it. I appreciate it. Thank you, Joe. Love for that perspective. Yeah, I'm hearing what you guys are saying. I mean, I get it, ladies. Clifton is a big cuddly teddy bear, and he's smooth, and he's a talker. You know, he's funny as well. So why is he not a top catch? He is. I get it. Totally understand it. Since we're obviously already talking about Joy, I don't know if you guys saw the conversation between Joy and Fernando. You know, where Fernando was sweating bullets, bruv. My guy was sweating bullets. Man asked the one question, the equivalent of what he asked is like, it's like, what did he say? He said he lives in Old East, so the equivalent would be like living on Old Kent Road, and someone goes, so? That's what he asked, and she just said, so, like, she was like, he was like in Old East, she was like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, I'm from Tottenham. Okay, so you're North London. What are you trying to say? She put him on blast. Go for it. Oh, someone gonna speak?
Mm-mm.
No, it's just my hearing. Okay, cool. So let's get you guys. So, Zion, what's your thoughts to this particular between Fernando and Joy? What was your kind of thoughts to that?
I slightly thought she was kind of rude, but it was okay. Like,
That's what I thought.
I thought, whoa, like, okay, he's trying. I think he's trying to make conversation, and you're not interested. Do you know what I mean? So you're trying to palm him off a bit nicely, but it was coming off like, I don't care. Okay, next. Like, can we get to whatever you're trying to say so I can go? Type. Yeah. So that's how I took it. So I don't know.
I hear you on that. I did think she was a little bit rude as well, but
Yeah.
Jessica, what was your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought she was rude. I just thought
Uh,
if it's still a process, you might not initially be attracted or whatever, find someone, but still talk and get to know the person. You can't just shut someone off just because they're not what you used to. So if maybe he's a bit nervous, maybe he's just trying to build and, like, get the conversation going. And if you're gonna answer back with, like, and have that demeanor, then you're gonna throw people off, and it's you're gonna look. To me, it just looked like, okay, well, if I was a guy, I wouldn't even want to date you. I wouldn't even want to look at you. Like, if that's the energy you're carrying, it can come off ugly. Like, you have to watch your tone and watch how you talk to people and present yourself to people, because how you treat people, you don't want people to treat you anyway. So why would you treat people anyway? He's not a peasant. He ain't a dog. You're not the queen. Like, chill. Like, you're getting to know each other. Like, here he's asking you questions, but like, okay, well, if you want to talk about something else, lead. Say, don't have to be so dismissive. Like, it just seems like you're bored. You don't want to be here. Like you're not at a speed dating place where it's like, it's the 2 minutes up. Yeah, where's the next guy? Like, sis, like, chill. Like, I didn't like that. I thought that energy was already showing me, like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna like you. Like, it's an ugly energy.
Hear what you're saying. Hear you. Charlene, what was your thoughts to seeing Fernando and Joy in their conversation? Brother was in sweats. What was you thinking?
You know something? I've got a different take on it.
Flow.
And Fernando does what a lot of people do in dating when they don't want to waste time. And they end up, and Paul did this as well, they end up drilling people and interviewing them rather than being present to actually get to know someone. So I don't know how long this interview style question was being touted from Fernando to Joy. But I don't know if she just suddenly got sick of it when she said so or something like that. I'm not excusing rudeness. I would never do that. But I think all things need to be taken in context, right? And so when people are in the interview kind of energetic, it's a turnoff because you're not available to get to know me. What you're available for is to get information. And I am more than information. And so it just didn't work for him. It didn't work for Paul either.
I'm hearing what you're saying on that. Yeah, that's also very true as well. If you come in there with an interview style questioning and trying to beat it, trying to get straight direct to the point, sometimes you can cause a ruffle of feathers as well. So that's understandable. I'm hearing that. Okay. Someone said he messed up when he tried to say East Baltimore. JR, what was your thoughts? From a man's perspective, what was your thoughts, man? The brother looked like he was sharp. Looked like he was ready to conversate. What do you think went wrong for him then in that situation?
I think for him, all right, I personally feel like he is not comfortable in that specific dating environment. The reason why I say that is because he was sweating buckets. I mean, more than buckets. He actually bought a rag, a flannel.
My dude.
Prepared.
Did he?
Yeah, like he was wiping his forehead.
Wait,
wiping
where
his
was
brow.
this? Where, really?
Yeah, he was sweating.
Oh
And
my God, man.
the thing is, I think that's what contributed to him getting voted off a lot. You know, he just didn't seem comfortable in the environment that they were in. And I mean, that's not a knock on him personally, because it's a stressful situation, you know. And he did ask very pointed and targeted questions. And again, you have to know your audience. Maybe she wanted a bit more of a free flowing interaction. And, you know, like the example given previously, he was like, yeah, I'm from OE. Like, she probably didn't even care where he was from.
Yeah.
You know, but that was a major, I think that was like one of his ace cards that he threw. You know, he expected her to know where that was. Like, it's a happening place. So it backfired spectacularly. He ended up going home. He went back to OE. So yeah, that's what happened to Fernando, man. But again, maybe his match wasn't on the show, but when he gets back home, he get more confidence. Maybe with hindsight, he would have approached it in a different way. But he just didn't strike me as being comfortable in the environment that he was in.
I feel like sometimes people say if he was nervous, or when they vote people out the first, like, I think it's just too soon. Give it like a couple, give it a week, like, it's just too much, because like if he's scared, like, let him. Sometimes people need a minute to find their feet. You know what I mean? Not everybody can just jump in the water and float. Some people sink down. Like, some people need a minute to be like, let me kick them legs so I can get my head onto the, you know. So it's like, I just don't think it's fair, because you don't know what could have happened, or what could have been like explored, unlocked from him. He could have been like a contender, and no one could have known. He could have been that underdog that, like, no one would have known. But it's just like, it's so quick. That's the only thing with the show. Like, it's too soon to just like straight away, like, give it give it a couple of days, and if it is what it is, and it's voted off, it's voted off. But like, it's too soon to tell.
Okay, so let me ask a question, and you know, ladies, is it a turn off if the brother is sweating and nervous? Is it a turn off? Let's keep a buck now. If you start seeing a sweat on his collar, go on, Charlene.
Do you know something? Listen, when you really strip it down to the nitty and the gritty, is it attractive? Yes or no? It's not.
No.
Because being don't make me laugh. Being in the presence of somebody who doesn't feel safe, hence the nerves, doesn't inspire you to feel safe. That is where the misalignment comes in with not being attractive, because you want to feel safe with the person that you're with. And if the person is sweating bullets, and nervous, and you're like, wow, you're really nervous. It doesn't inspire you to feel like you can trust them. It's almost like it can even reverse the roles. Like, do I need to look after you? Do you need tissue?
You
like,
need a tissue?
You okay? Do you know what I mean? And that dynamic it's not conducive.
Oh, no.
I'm hearing you.
That's so true. Yeah, I agree.
I'm hearing you. Sorry, man. Someone was calling me. I just wanted to get them off my line. Yes. Sorry, yes. Yeah, I'm hearing you. Zion, is it the same for you, or are you okay with someone who's a little bit more nervous? I mean, is it the sweat that turns you off? Is it the sweat on the collar?
I don't mind a guy being nervous, because I think we all get like that. The first date, just anything. The first, you're a little bit nervous. Unless you've had a little bit of alcohol and it's like calms you a bit down. But I don't know, like the sweating would make me feel like I need to get my tissue out, or and be like, yeah, do you want to just get here, right here? You know what I mean? I don't. Like, you okay? Like, yeah, it's too much. If he's doing too much, then yeah, you're gonna be concerned naturally. You're just gonna be like, what's going on? Are you alright? Yeah.
There's no judgment,
Oh yeah,
There's no judgment. You're not just dating. You're on a dating reality TV show.
Yeah, there's cameras everywhere. You don't really know how, like,
and there's a lot at stake. Yeah. So if somebody comes in nervous in that situation, there's no blame, no judgment, nothing. But when you answer the question that Kojo asked, is it attractive or not?
Yeah. No, it's not. It's it's not attractive. It's not attractive.
No, it's not attractive. But I wouldn't write them off.
Nah, I would write him off because he's sweating. Like, if he's and like we all said, like the cameras, some people have never been around cameras, so they're probably like, oh my god, this is overwhelming.
Yes,
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You're having to impress like my girl over here, at the same time there's like a guy with a big ass camera in your face. It's a lot. You're gonna be like, okay, all right, I like you, do you know where this is? Like, no. Yeah, it's a lot.
That makes sense. I mean, I totally get that. Totally get that as well. No, I hear that. Let me ask another question. I mean, do you think the ladies were turned off because he had a bit too much body?
Body?
I'm saying body. Listen, is it a turn off when a brother's got more back than you, ladies? I'm just asking that question because
I mean,
listen, they mentioned something like that. Yeah, I mean, listen, he had a body. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Body.
Mr. Thickums.
He was thick. You know what I'm saying? It's a bit different from Clifton's thick. This one is thick. You know what I'm saying? So is that a turn off maybe for the ladies? Is that too much? Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Too much junk in the trunk. Is that, you know what I'm saying? Is that too much? Too much ass.
I don't know.
Is that a thing?
You would have to have a lot of junk for me to be like that.
But it depends what he's working with. Like,
Okay.
I mean, I don't really care, but some people really care about that. Especially when she said, like one of the girls, I don't care really, because I feel like, especially African men, they got some big butts. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. That's very true. Okay. So body more is not a problem. All right, cool. Body's not a problem for you guys. Okay, that's fine. Let me shift it away from Fernando and Joy then. There was also I've forgotten who's gone on my head now. Someone was on my mind. Wiley, that's it. We had Wiley and Tiffany. Sorry, I almost said. I know they were very brief.
Wait, who's that?
I'll show
Wiley,
you.
the guy with the locks?
No, he was the young gentleman. I'll show you this one here.
Yeah.
This gentleman.
The one that says the young buck.
Yes, the one that plays ball. And he was liking. Let me if I can get Tiffany on the screen for you guys. If I remember exactly where I can find Tiffany. This was Tiffany.
And most would tell me I'm crazy, but I am open to starting over.
So Tiffany and Wiley had a very quick kind of, something. But she had more of a conversation with Troy. But she looked like she was really into Wiley. That little small, it was literally like 10 seconds, and then she was laughing, smiling, kicking and cackering. You know what I'm saying? She was all up close and personal. But with Troy, that conversation did not go anywhere. Like it wasn't moving, it wasn't shifting. So I'm gonna get your thoughts, maybe on Wiley. Is he too young for the process? What's your thoughts on Tiffany? Because I'm just kind of get you guys' thoughts if you remember much about them. But I know they were very brief on the show. JR, let me get JR in first. JR, what was your thoughts, Wiley and Tiffany?
My first thoughts when I saw Wiley were like he does seem a bit too young for the rest of the contenders on the show.
Sorry, how old is Wiley?
33. 32, 33? Okay.
Yeah. And he's from an American football background. Apparently, he was quite good or quite successful. I'm not sure, but I just got the impression that he may be a bit too young for the ladies that are actually on the show. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but as time will tell how he does. But that was my initial thoughts. I didn't get cougar vibes or anything like that, but I definitely felt like, he's very different to the other guys on there. And I think that kind of showed in his interaction. But yeah, no red flags or anything derogatory about him or her. That looked like it went pretty smooth.
Do you think? I mean, have you dated someone older before? Someone considerably older, maybe like 2-3 years, 4 or 5 years. Have you dated a lady older? Have you, JL?
I plead the fifth.
Wow!
Not cougar or anything like that. No, but.
I saw James quick and I was like, he is not going to answer this question.
I don't see anything wrong with it. Maybe he likes to be around older women. Maybe that's his thing. He seemed very comfortable.
Yeah.
He didn't seem like he was sweating buckets like Fernando.
Yeah. Why let's call him the pressure?
But again, that could be to do with the fact that he's performed in front of audiences before as an athlete, so he's a lot more comfortable. He's probably been in interviews and photo shoots and things like that. So, I didn't see anything too concerning, to be honest.
I'm hearing that. Thanks, JL. Ladies, let me ask you a question then. If a gentleman's younger, trying to date you, hey, listen, there's no judgment here. We're all over the age of 21 here, at least, so we're in good stead. But no, I want, in all seriousness, like, obviously, he is in a pool where he's dating older women. He has said he has dated older women before, so I want to get your perspective. Could you date someone who was maybe 2-3 years younger than yourself? And an athlete as well. He's not even just 2 years. He's also an athlete as well, previous athlete. So, he's got some good stead in there. He's probably financially stable and everything like that. He seems like a genuine dude too. But could you do it? Could you specifically date a man younger than you? Let me ask that question. Zion, you're looking deadpan at me. So I'm going to go to you straight. I'm going to go to Jessica. Because you're looking deadpan at me like, she's like, you better not ask me kind of face.
Oh my god!
I would like a couple years to me. Like, if you're telling me the guy's 6-7 years, like I'm 33 and the guy's like 24, then okay, like no. But if the guy's 28, if he's a few years, I don't see if he's. Yeah, if we're both on the same page, we both have the same values, both know what we want in life, we're both ready to move the way we want to move. He's financially stable, seems like a good. Like, I'm not going to let, because he's a couple years younger than me, stop me from. Why am I blocking my blessing for a couple years? It doesn't make no sense. But it's different if it's like 10 years. Then, nah, I don't play that game. So.
Okay. I hear you, Jess. Thank you. Zion, could you do it?
I don't know. I like guys who are older than me, but yeah, I think I agree. I would probably date someone at least 1 year. I don't know. Yeah. But then again, I would date him anyway because he's like 1 year older than me.
Yeah, but okay, let's say Wiley is now 28 or young. I don't know how old you are. Let me not ask that question and say the age. But let's say the man is 2-3 years younger than you. Just put it as that. He's
Okay.
2-3 years younger than you. Could you do that?
As long as if he's pushing 30, then yeah.
If he's pushing 30, let's say he's not pushing 30. Let's say he's 20. He's a few years before the 30 mark. Could you do it?
Nah.
You can't do it.
Nah. I'm trying to build.
I hear you.
Nah.
That's real. I hear you.
No disrespect to the younger guys and stuff, but
wait, when the fact that you call him younger, we know what younger means in UK. That's not endearment. When we say man are youngers, that's not.
They're like,
man are small boy out here.
Oh
We youngers.
no! Oh no!
Sorry, you've already ended it by saying, well, the younger.
Good. You know what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to I couldn't do it. Yeah.
I hear you still. Charlene, what's your thoughts? Could you do it? No?
No. Here's the thing. It's really important to look at, be so honest with yourself about what you're attracted to.
Yeah.
Right? And I know that trust and respect is a huge issue or huge deal, not issue, huge deal for men, right? And I know that it would be easier for me to give my respect to somebody who is older than me. That's just that's how my brain works. And so when somebody is younger, there may come a point in the relationship where I'm like, I can't defer to him because I know better. And then I'm kind of I'm swiping the legs underneath your leadership. And that doesn't feel good. That's not going to feel good for me or for him.
I hear that.
And that's not respectful. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know myself enough to know that the answer is no, basically.
That's real. I ain't against that. I'm totally here on that. Makes a lot of sense what you guys have said, what you ladies have said. Sorry. So I'm hearing you 100% on that. I don't know if you guys remember Troy and Precious. They had a conversation. Troy and Precious. I'll show you a picture of Troy. I haven't got a picture of Troy, but I've got one of Precious. When they were talking about the fact that they both grew up in a house where their mother wasn't giving them love.
Oh, do you mean Tory?
Is it Tory?
Yeah.
I want to say Troy.
He's the one with the locks, right?
Oh, I said Troy. It's Tory.
Tory, yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying about these names? Okay, so Tory, my bad. I've been calling him Troy. My bad. Tory. Sorry. What was your kind of thoughts around? That's why Zion was looking at me like, what the heck? What's your thoughts around? Since you said that, yeah, Zion, you can go first. What was your thoughts around Tory and Precious conversation? Because it looked deep,
yeah,
but it looked painful too at the same time. What was your thoughts?
I think it was nice to see that they were talking about their mums not being there, because I know someone who's been through that. So I could relate to that in a way. And especially when he said about his mom, like his mom's not said I love you and been like shown, she hadn't shown words of affirmation to him for a long time, and then she finally did it, and it touched him, like it got to him a little bit. So that was really nice to see that. But yeah, I think her top's definitely gonna be Tory. Definitely. Tory and Clifton. Not Clifton. Is it Clifton? No. I've forgotten his name. The one that was
Laverne.
Yeah. So
why do you think Tory would be her top though?
Because they've got that connection. Do you get what I mean? Like they can relate in a way, kind of thing. Because her mum's not around.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so they can kind of relate a little bit. I wouldn't say they've got mummy issues, but do you get what I mean? Like they've got like
you can say they got mummy issues.
It's like they're bonding over, like everyone was saying, over trauma. If that makes sense. But then that could be complete like negative as well. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. But I think them two are definitely might be her top. You never know.
Right,
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah.
Okay, no, I rocks with you. I hear you. JR, what's your thoughts to this Tory and Precious conversation? You know?
I think this connection could be strong as well, just like what was previously mentioned, bonding over a shared experience with a parent that, you know, maybe was neglectful in showing affection or words of affirmation. That could be very powerful in terms of building, if not a relationship, at least building an ally, you know, going forward. Because you have to be very vulnerable to open up about something that might cut so deep, and to be at that stage so early. And it's something that they've lived with their entire lives up to this point. So for them to be so vulnerable so early with each other, that's a good sign. On the flip side, I mean, he's gonna have to go and meet other girls as well, and is that something he leads with or tries to flesh out from them as well? So that's where I think he's in danger. But otherwise, again, another fairly solid connection. My only thing would be maybe a bit too soon, but again, it hasn't been coerced. It's actually just naturally flowed out of both of them. And, you know, they're strangers, there's cameras rolling. So for them to be vulnerable at something so key to their development, personally, that's a good sign.
Appreciate. Love that. Jessica, what's your thoughts? You know, Tory and Precious, too soon the conversation, too deep maybe, or good bonding time? But, you know, what was your thoughts?
Like, again, like, we don't know how long their conversation was for, but when you get to a point when you feel comfortable enough to share certain experiences that are very hurtful or painful, sometimes if that's how that person is, like, authentically, it's not like I'm trying to sell your sob story or I'm trying to just throw this in there. But if you're really just like, I feel comfortable to be open with you. Sometimes I appreciate honesty. Like, I think not speak for everyone, but I've been there when I've spoken to someone and I felt that I could say certain things, like I'm open, like it's you're comfortable to go there, and for them to be like, you know what, this is what I'm going through as well. Like it's like, I don't like the whole bonding over trauma, because it's like it's becoming something that you kind of celebrating. Like, oh my gosh, we both share this, but it's still trauma. So you can't celebrate your trauma. But if you're trying to, like, okay, I understand where you're coming from, and we're both going to move forward and not let that kind of define us. Yes, that's going to be a part of us, because that's a part of our story, that's a part of what's been woven, what we've grown up to, is in our DNA, but it's not you don't let that trauma define and you become this person. You find a way to, you know, learn from it, and it builds you. Like everything that people go through, it builds character, it builds you as the person you become and you grow into. So I don't think it's too soon. If you're comfortable enough to go there with someone, go there. Like, don't hold back. But like what JR was saying, like it is still a process. So it'll be weird if every single person he's talking to, then he's saying, then it's just like, is that your opener? Is like, yes, that's the only thing. It's like, not every day Because sometimes there's girls that just want to get to know you, and then they feel this story and they're like, oh, I can't really relate, but I feel bad, but I don't really want to hear this. I just want to talk and like have fun and get to know you and chat. And now you've made the conversation really deep. Oh, no, now it's awkward. What do I say now? It's a lot. Like I know I'm in two minds. Like if you want to go there and you feel comfortable to go there with someone, and they were both like they both have gone through similar experiences, then it is what it's like. Could have been talking for hours, and then it came up, and then she said something that triggered him to say, hey, I've been like, okay. But knowing that it's still a process, like not every, when you get to know someone, sometimes you want to have fun, you want to get to know, you want to smile and laugh, you don't really want to have like a something so deep so quick straight away. So I'm just like, I'm kind of conflicted and like I don't know, I'm still thinking of that one.
I'm hearing you. Charlene, what was your thoughts to their conversation? You know, I mean, the conversation actually started off with Romeo and Juliet, and then Precious saying that's actually a really bad story. She's saying about family, and he said, well, family, That's how the conversation actually started. So what was your kind of thoughts around their conversation?
I mean, I agree with what's been said in regards to, it does take vulnerability to open up about these things. You know, we're talking heart wounds that have occurred from childhood, right? There has been a journey in the conversation to get there, to the point where they feel comfortable to open up about that. But I do have a concern, because what tends to happen with unhealed trauma is you try to get what you didn't get from your mother, from your partner.
That one.
And it becomes so problematic, because that person cannot give you what you didn't get from your mother. You have to be able to find that from within you. And so then you've got two different people that just trigger each other back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And they're trying to get love from each other back and forth, and consistently missing the mark. And then the very thing that you were trauma bonding over tends to push you apart. This is my concern.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I'm hearing you on that. That's a fair point. Okay. So Precious, obviously, then just kind of segueing on. Precious had a conversation with Laverne. You know, Laverne was, I guess, the man hogging the corner. I mean, he couldn't get out, to be honest. I mean, the brother was tied down that corner. The ladies just literally just kept on coming and coming and coming. So I want to kind of get you guys' thoughts. Is Laverne a player, or is he just a genuinely social being? Do you get player vibes from him, or is he just a social being?
Laverne.
Let me show you Laverne.
The fine one.
Zion, that's your type, innit? You like them arms. You like them bodybuilders there, huh? You like them bodybuilders.
No.
It's okay, Zion. You can say it. It's okay. This is Laverne here.
My engagement is that, look, I'm here to love. I'm ready to love. I'm ready to build something with a young lady. So I'm ready to build a legacy. I'm ready to build a family. I'm ready to build a friendship. I'm ready for all those things that come with love. So I'm definitely wide open, vulnerable, and want to see if it's someone that I'm equally yoked with that I can actually build a life with.
Just to remind you as well, he did say he's never had a woman that actually really liked him for him. So just to put that out there too, just so you got a little bit of background information. But who's saying Zion, is that you? Bebe, talk to your man if you want to talk to your man. What are you saying? What is it, Laverne? What are you saying about him, bruh?
No, Laverne's nice. I like him. I was like instantly attracted to him when he come on. I liked how he did his little Smooth Criminal, and he had everyone coming to him. I liked that. Even what's her name? With Precious as well. When Precious came and she swooped to herself, she was like, "Yeah, can I have him now?" So he was getting the girls like that. I noticed. But then what I didn't like was when Precious was like, he's too social, and that can mess up. You know what I mean? That can mess up like what I got going on, kind of thing. Like no woman wants a man to be that social. But I like a guy to be social. You know, not all. I'm not saying like in a woman's face, but he's got to be polite and nice, and you know what I mean. Like people like him, you know. I don't know.
Precious. The words that she used were really, really telling.
Interesting.
Yeah. See, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thank you for bringing that in, Zion, right? Because what she said was, nobody wants her man to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Are you claiming him already?
Exactly. That's what I said. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she was saying the very thing that is attractive was problematic in that he's social. But it's not problematic when you don't claim them. It's the first mixer, honey. Stop claiming men who haven't claimed you.
But didn't she do that with what's his name? Demetrius. You remember when they was coming down it was like a hill thing and he was trying to hold her so she didn't fall. And she was like, I think she said something about, we'll get along, or you'll be mine, or some little statement or something like that.
How the relationship is gonna go, or whatever, because she was.
And I was like,
how the relationship is gonna go. Follow me, follow me, follow me.
Yeah, and I was like, she's claiming the guys straight away. Yeah, it's the first couple of hours in, and you're just picking them out and putting them, like, it was a lot.
Okay. Charlene, what are you saying? Go for it.
Listen, I just want to emphasize the fact that when I look at these scenarios, I'm not looking through the eyes of good, bad, right, wrong. I'm not.
Yeah.
What I'm looking at is the way that you are showing up going to work for you and attract for you what you really want? And if you really want someone who is, let's hypothetically say, that Precious wants somebody who is going to take the lead, someone who's going to take charge. You cannot have that and then want a man who follows you. Because if you've got two leaders, you've got a hot mess.
Yeah.
So this is not about, is she good, bad, right, or wrong? It's about, are her actions and behavior serving her to get to the goal that she actually wants to get to? But time will tell.
I'm hearing that.
Okay.
Hey, good points. I'm hearing that. Jess, what's your thoughts? Is Laverne a player, or, you know?
I don't see a player.
Okay. What do you see?
I don't know. Like I like his character. Like when someone, I don't know. It's like when you are drawn to someone, or you're a person that people draw to you. There's something about you that is a vibe. There's something about you that, okay, I want to get to know you. You seem cool. Like, no one should kind of hold anyone down, like be like, oh, wow, this person can do this, because people are attracted to feel, I don't know, I just feel like confidence, again, not arrogant or cocky, and just sure of themselves, but not in like I'm better than anyone kind of way. And you just seem like a cool guy. Like, I didn't see anything. I just feel like, look, it's still a process. Get to know everyone get to know who you want to get to know. If you're attracted or you're interested or you're keen, speak to everybody. It is a process. No one's getting married today. It's not 24-hour shotgun wedding. Like, it's not that deep. So when people are trying to claim, again, it's not that deep. Don't be talking out your neck. It doesn't make sense. You speak to this person, speak to that person, see who you like, enjoy yourself. Why are you stressing? Don't be stressing yourself and stressing others.
Exactly. It's not married at first sight. Okay. Yeah. Ain't one of them ones.
Ain't that one. I hear you. Charlene, you want to add something? Go for it.
I got my finger up. Yes.
Go for it.
I want to add something. Because I thought about, if I were in a scenario where lots of women were kind of surrounding one guy, would I or would I not be one of those women? And knowing myself, the answer would be no.
Same.
Because if I have to come and get you to talk to you,
it's
already not what I want, because I want someone who's going to come and get me. And again, no judgment. He was sitting there, he was surrounded by women, he was being polite and probably entertaining and all of these amazing things. But when lots of women tend to swarm a man, there tends to be competitiveness. There tends to be who can get him, who can get his attention. That stuff turns me off. So for me, I would have been one of those women that kind of just withdrew.
Yeah.
And that's just how I am.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. JL, jump in for me. What are you saying, bro? What's your thoughts?
Okay. I definitely didn't get player vibes or anything like that. My perspective was, all right, so he had maybe two or three ladies rotate, like kind of, but he didn't force that. He was sitting there getting to know one, and then a lady came up, number two came up, and said she wanted some time with him. First one got up and moved, gave him some time. He didn't actually set those parameters. He didn't encourage that. He wasn't beckoning them to come over to him or gesturing. They naturally gravitated towards him. So I didn't see anything wrong with that. And I don't see that as a negative. I mean, I watched the last season, and I'm not sure if we're allowed to mention names or anything.
You can mention names all you want.
Okay, so we had Phil, for example. And, after the first couple of eliminations, Phil had maybe 4 connections at least.
Yeah.
And that wasn't seen as a bad thing, because he was seen as a protector, and the vibes he gave off, it was a comfort to those ladies, and they wanted to get to know him better. With Laverne, it's very early in the process, but again, it wasn't as if he was going up to the ladies, copying and pasting. He was just sitting there being himself, speaking to one lady. Another lady would come up and say, "Excuse me, can I get some time? Because I want to get to know this brother as well." And so, yeah, again, I didn't see anything wrong with that. Smart, articulate, especially considering the, let's say, the stereotypes that bodybuilders have, with them not being too smart and probably not being intellectual and conversational. Not saying that that's my opinion, but that is something I've heard as I've worked in the gym for a long time in the fitness industry, and I haven't been accused of being that either, by the way. But cause I'm not a bodybuilder, but yeah. So for me, it's kind of refreshing to see women take the initiative, and they're not pursuing him, but they're curious. And I don't see anything wrong with that. We live in an age where you don't have to be timid and shy and wait anymore. You can be proactive.
Yeah.
And if he had got up from the table where he was sitting and gone over to speak to someone, that may have been seen as dismissive by the lady he was interacting with.
Yeah.
That may have been seen as cold or rude if you just, "Excuse me, I've got to go and talk to that fine one over there." That would
give me a minute.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be back in a minute. Hold my drink. But yeah, so I didn't see anything wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with confidence, and people often conflate confidence with arrogance, and I didn't get an arrogant vibe from him or the ladies when they interacted with him. I didn't see that they came off in a negative way or perceived him as a negative person. So I can't speak on anything bad that I saw.
I hear ya. Look, well, we have reached the end. I know our time has run out, so it's been a great conversation. It's good to hear different perspectives, good to hear different thoughts. You know, I know I wanted to show a different side of things. You know, from us on the UK pond, you know, looking across into the US dating system, it's a bit. We have I guess a different perspective. I won't say totally different, but because of our different culture, upbringing, and stuff like that, it's good to kind of give a different spin in terms of how we see things. So again, I've been joined by some great guests, JR. We had Shalene, we had Zion, we had Jessica, and I'm gonna let them also, as we're exiting, just let you know where you can find them, where you can support them, where you can also, you know, get in touch. You know, if they've got some things that you like, if they're doing something that you like creatively, get behind them. You know, so I'm gonna start with JR, and then I will go around, and we'll be back here again next week, guys, same time. So make sure you join us as well. Go for it, JR. You can introduce yourself, let them know where they can find you.
Okay, I'm JR, also known as JRX TV on Instagram, so you can find me there, JRX TV. I have a YouTube channel which is in its infancy, again, JRX TV. And I'm a personal trainer doing boot camps and online training and things like that. So if you ever need to look for a personal trainer online, find me. I'm here, VIP training. VIP training on Instagram.
Let me show you my Superman.
Hulk Hogan.
I'm plugging my stuff. Black History Month. I'm plugging Black business right now. So,
yeah, baby.
Yes.
That's right.
I love that. You can find me on Instagram, JRX TV, or Real VIP Training on Instagram.
Love that, yeah. Thank you very much.
Much appreciated, Kojo.
No worries, man. It's a blessing to have you on board. Charlene, talk to the people then.
So you can follow me on YouTube, Charlene the Vocal Alchemist on YouTube. And you can also follow me on Instagram if you are a business owner and an entrepreneur who really desires to use your voice so powerfully that people throw money at your face in regards to your sales and your marketing.
Listen, she knows what she's doing. That's why she just left it there. She just said, listen, you know what you want.
She was like, yeah.
Just give it to
give it to him just like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel you, Charlene. I feel you. Zion, talk to the people then.
Okay, you guys can find me on YouTube, Zion's Rants, and you can also find me on Instagram, same name, Zion's Rants. And yeah, good to go.
Love that. Jessica, let them know.
Hey, I'm on Instagram. You can find me at MZLARSH, Ms. Larsh. I've also got my website, www.jessicalash.com. Professional dancer, creative, choreographer. So holla at me, check out some of my content. I won't bite, you know, I'm friendly, I'm nice, you know, so come holla at me, holla at your girl.
She ain't gonna bite, guys. So no, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming through. We'll be here for the duration of this season, so we'll be having our UK force every Wednesday 8 p.m. We'll be doing this every week, discussing this kind of shows, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we'll gather some force behind us, and we'll have other shows we're doing. Our UK show actually touched the US. I've noticed, you know, London is Lit, the show that came on Channel 4. It came on Channel 4. It was a few weeks. It had some young Black British business people. They've now reached the US shore.
Oh,
so I guess some of our stuff is reaching there. You know what I mean? So
yes,
you know,
go on.
It's called takeover.
Okay, we're doing it.
We're taking back our land now, Jake. But no. So love you, yes, love you. So listen, audience, it's been amazing. It's been great. We'll be back here next week once again. Make sure you bring a friend, bring a family member, bring an auntie, an uncle, cousin, whatever you want to bring. Come and join us again for next week. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and there's not much I wouldn't do. So be careful out there. Much love.